When we are alone, there are only tears. So when we are together, we dance and sing.
That's a quote from one of the many grandmothers in Africa who've been raising their orphan grandkids on their own.
The whole generation had been wiped out by AIDS. Basically, the parents had been wiped out. So these grandmothers who had lost their own children were now in a position of having to raise the grandchildren.
Nanaimo's Donna Anthony can relate to these women because she is a grandmother herself. Hearing about the plight of these African women from United Nations Special Envoy Stephen Lewis and learning about his foundation's Grandmothers to Grandmothers initiative, she and a few other women decided to start the Nanaimo Grannies group.
We formed up in 2005, starting very small, and we've grown somewhat over the years. So we raise funds, we funnel them through the Stephen Lewis Foundation in Toronto, and they in turn fund 250 projects in 15 countries in Africa.
It's exciting and rewarding to be part of a big organization, primarily of women, primarily of grandmothers, who are showing the country what we can do, that we're making a difference. And Stephen Lewis talks about how the grandmothers are what's saving Africa in the sub-Saharan area where the AIDS epidemic has been so mad.
These are women that are quite elderly, quite advanced in age, and their own adult children have died because of AIDS or war. And so these old women are faced with the challenge of raising their own grandchildren with next to no resources.
This was one of the first 4 Grandmothers to Grandmothers groups formed in Canada, and they've received the Rosemary Brown Award in 2009 for the work they do. Now there are about 250 of them all over the country, raising more than $13.5 million in total since they started.
What the foundation always tries to do, and what we try to keep in mind, is that we meet these people with a spirit of solidarity and respect, that they are not poor things. They are intelligent, they are dedicated, they are committed, they're resourceful.
The grandmothers, nobody knew anything about them. You know, they were just the quiet people in the background. And since they got organized, they're not quiet anymore. And they have protest marches and they do various things over there.
To see these the local grandmothers reaching out across the oceans, you know, is hugely inspiring, you see. And this is, to me, you know, this is part of the solution, you know, to help, you know, that's part of the big picture, the world coming together, you know, to create a sense of global citizenship.
The group is very active throughout the year, organizing various fundraisers for the cause. And they welcome people of all ages. For more info, visit www.nangogrannies.org. In Nanaimo, for Shaw TV, I'm Dina Tozy.